Hey guys, so before you get comfortable, take a moment, like the video, subscribe. But only if you mean it. If you enjoy this, stay. If not, that's okay too. Let me know in the comments where you're watching from and what time it is there. Always love seeing who's here. From Tokyo to Toronto, midnight or morning. You're part of this now. Now, dim the lights, turn on a fan. Let that soft hum fill the room. Breathe. We're not in a rush. Tonight, we go back to ancient Egypt, not pyramids, not pharaohs, but the highs, the real ones, blue lotus soaked in wine. Sipped under stars, not to party, but to touch the gods. They called it prayer. We'd call it a trip, soft, dreamy, warm, like floating on the Nile at dusk. No panic, no fear, just lightness, and then the Feast of Drunkenness. Yes, that's the name. A festival where you drank until you fell, face first, into the dirt. For the goddess Hathor, to honor her rage, her mercy, her hangover. They believed if you didn't pass out, you weren't trying, not spiritual enough. So they drank and danced and screamed until the world blurred and the gods came close. Beer back then, not what you know. Thick, sour, chunky, like bread soup, but safe. Water could kill. Beer, it saved lives. Workers on pyramids paid in it, liters a day, built wonders on buzz and barley. And smoke, oh, the smoke, kiffy incense, honey, wine, myrrh, burned in temples. Till the air shimmered, till your eyes rolled back. Was it the gods, or just the fumes? Does it matter? Then, mandrake, the root that looked like a man, whispered to scream when pulled, used in wine, for pain, for visions, for sex, dangerous, sacred, same thing, and cannabis, yes, in papyri. For sore eyes, for women's pain, maybe, in suppositories. Maybe, they just liked it, opium too. From poppies, traded, hidden, used in rituals, to calm, to dream, to die well. Wine, spiked, with lotus, with frankincense, with something to blur the line between ritual and release, and trances, dancers shaking, priests gasping, voices not their own. Hathor is here, they'd say, no doctors, no fear, just possession, as holy as a hymn, and death, not the end. Festivals for the dead, food, beer, music, offerings at tombs. Eat with us, grandma, sleep by the graves, wait for dreams, talk to the gone. And the morning after, headache, sand in hair, regret, no, I was overcome by the divine, they'd say. Plausible deniability, ancient style, the elite, they had more. Better wine, stronger drugs, tombs full of lotus. Wine jars, incense, like packing for a long trip. To a party that never ends. Priests, they held the keys. To the incense, to the potions, to the visions, power, not from swords. From smoke, now, jump forward, Renaissance Italy, Florence, 1400s, beauty. At a cost, women painted faces white, with lead, cerasa, layered, thick, till skin glowed. Then rotted, sewers, cover them, more lead, like a mask. That kills you, eyebrows, gone, plucked, burned, with cat dung. Walnut oil, for a high forehead. A sign of class, of purity, of poison. Hair, piled high, false, bleached, burned, all to look golden, like an angel, with damaged scalp, corsets, stays, whalebone, lace tight. Ribcage compressed, breath shallow, pasture perfect. Pain constant, fainting, a sign of grace, dining. A performance, nibble, sip, smile, don't chew. Don't breathe, don't live, then, in private. Devour bread, cheese, anything, perfume, weaponized. Rose water, musk, ambergris from Wales, worn like armor to hide the smell of rotting skin, of sweat, of fear, dresses, velvet, brocade, gold thread, cost more than a house, worn once, then discarded, shoes, chop irons, platforms 20 inches high, needed servants to walk, fell, broken bones, but looked good, dancing, in corsets, in heels, on marble, gliding, bowing, smiling, while ribs screamed. Grace, built on agony, night routine, not self-care, unmasking, lead wiped off, skin raw, hair uncoiled, corset unlaced, gasping, feet soaked, oils applied, then sleep till morning. Do it again, now. Edo, Japan, 1600s, tattoos, not crime, not shame, art, honor, firemen, haiku, heroes, climbed burning roofs, saved cities, marked with ink, dragons, waves, koi, full body, hand poked, needle, tap, pain, years of it. Proof of courage, of brotherhood, gamblers, bakuto, outcasts, tattooed too, peonies, tigers, myths on skin, rebellion, beauty, identity, women, quietly inked, names of lovers. I entrust you with my life, hidden, on thigh, on arm, secret, sacred, harishi, masters, no machines, wood, needle, ink, teberi, tap, 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 pain was the point, entrance, respect, transformation, but then, banned, stigmatized, linked to Yakuza, bathhouses refused entry, society looked away, art, buried, yet, it survived, in shadows, in silence, now, returning, as heritage, not shame, and books, in Renaissance Europe, forbiddance, desired, marriage manuals. Do this, not that. 180 days a year no sex. Joy, suspicious, passion, sinful. But people read them, for the rules, and the gaps between. Anatomy texts, Vesalius, nudes, women, open-chested, medical, yes, erotic, also yes, slipped through, as science. Love manuals, poetry, avid, banned, but copied, hidden, read in secret, by nuns, by nobles, by priests. Imodi, 16 positions, drawn, written, burned, but not gone. Printed in secret, passed hand to hand, desire. In ink, convents, nuns, celibate, educated, bored, wrote sonnets. Copied love poems, dreamed in silence, longing. In Latin, charm books, spales, for love, for power, aphrodisiacs, mandrake, oysters, risked witch trials. But still used, still believed. Printing press changed everything. Books for the few, now. For the curious, pornography, disguised or not. Pleasure made portable. And now we sit here, you, me, this moment. Same hunger, different tools, we still seek. Escape, connection, beauty, truth, through smoke, through ink, through pain, through love. Nothing's changed. We just hide it better, so. If you're still here, thank you for staying, for listening, for being human. Good night. There was a silence in the temples, not the kind after prayer. The kind after smoke, after chanting, after wine, lotus, and to many hours under a god's breath. The priests would sit on stone benches, in dim halls, eyes red, lips cracked, skin still humming from the kifi. They didn't speak, not right away. What could they say? That the goddess laughed, that the statue blinked, that the incense made the walls breathe. They just existed in the aftermath, like survivors of a storm or dreamers waking. And somewhere deep in the earth, a scribe scratched it down, not as hallucination, not as madness, but as record. The god spoke through the smoke, he wrote, in the voice of the wind and the shape of the flame. No one questioned it, because in that world, the line between feeling and truth wasn't a line at all. It was a river, and everyone drank from it. In Florence, after the dance, after the corset came off, after the last guest bowed and left, she'd sit, not on a throne, not on silk, on a wooden stool, by a cracked mirror, and she'd stare at the woman in the glass, pale, hollow, eyebrows gone, hairline pulled back like a battlefield retreat. She'd dip a cloth in almond oil, press it to her face, watch the lead lift like ash, and beneath it, skin, not porcelain, not divine. Just skin, tired, thin, peeling at the edges. She wouldn't cry, not then. Crying ruined the face, made the eyes puff, the nose red, unacceptable, so she'd just breathe deep for the first time in hours. And in that breath, a moment of peace, a flicker of her, not the lady, not the wife, not the symbol, just a woman who wanted to sleep, without pain, without poison, without pretending, but morning would come, and with it, the powder, the plucking, the lacing, and she'd do it again, because to stop was to disappear. In Edo, under the cherry blossoms, a young fireman sat, naked from the waist up, steam rising off his skin. The Harishi leaned in, needle in hand, wooden mallet in the other, tap, 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 each strike a whisper, a prayer, a promise. The man didn't flinch, didn't grunt, didn't even blink. He stared ahead, at the water, at the sky, at the future. Because every drop of ink wasn't just art, it was armor. Every line, a vow, to protect, to endure, to burn and still stand. When it was over, he looked down, a dragon coiled around his ribs, tail at his spine, head over his heart. He touched it, gently, like a father touching a child. And for the first time, he didn't feel like a man, he felt like a story. One that could survive. There were books. In the convent, hidden, not in chests, not under floorboards, in the walls. A nun, young, smart, too curious, had carved a space behind the prayer shelf, just big enough for a slim volume. She'd take it out at night, by candlelight. Pages soft from too many hands. It wasn't scripture, not even close. It was the art of love, Ovid, banned, burned, but not gone. She'd read it like a sacrament, slow, sacred, savoring every word about desire, about passion, about choice. And when she closed it, her hands would shake. Not from fear, from power, because for a moment, she wasn't a nun. She wasn't property. She wasn't silent. She was a woman who knew what she wanted. And that was the most dangerous thing of all. In a back room of a Venetian print shop, an old man pressed ink onto paper, not scripture, not law, not even poetry, pictures, naked, moving, twisting. I'm Odai, the positions, 16 scenes, 16 sins. According to the church, but to him, art, truth, freedom. He didn't sign it, couldn't, but he smiled as the plate caught the light. Because he knew, someone, somewhere, would open this book in secret and feel seen, not judged, not shamed, just understood. And that was rebellion, quiet, permanent, printed in black. There's a tomb in the Valley of the Kings, not Tutankhamun's, not the grand one, a smaller one, forgotten, but inside, on the wall, a painting, a woman drinking wine, lotus in hand, smiling, no title, no name, just her. And above her, words. She dances with the gods because she remembers how to laugh. No priest wrote that. No scribe copied it. It was added later by someone who loved her. Because even in a world of rules, of rituals, of gods and pharaohs, someone still said, "You were joy, and I won't let them erase you." We think history is about power, about kings, about wars, but it's not. It's about the woman who tattooed her lover's name on her thigh, and kept it for life. It's about the nun who read forbidden poems and dreamed of being chosen. It's about the laborer who drank thick beer and still built a pyramid. It's about the girl who wore lead on her face and still wanted to be seen. It's about the man who sat 4 years in pain just to wear a dragon on his back. They didn't leave empires, they didn't write laws, but they left this, the quiet truth that even in the darkest, most controlled, most painful worlds, people still reached for beauty, for love, for transcendence, not because they were brave, but because they were human, and that never goes out, even now, even here, even in this moment, as you sit, reading, breathing, feeling, you're part of it. The same line, the same hunger, the same quiet rebellion against a world that says, be still, be silent, be perfect, but you're not. And neither were they. So if you take anything from tonight, let it be this. You don't need a pyramid, a tattoo, a banned book. You just need to feel, to want, to remember that you, too, are allowed to be more than what's expected. Now, turn off the light, let the fan hum, close your eyes, and dream of lotus wine, ink, and books that shouldn't exist, but do. Because you're not alone. You never were. Good night.